Hello everyone. As you have guessed from the title of this video is not my normal sort of content. It's covering a topic that is very big and hard for a lot of people to hear. But if you've clicked on this video and read the title and you're currently experiencing loss of a pet, then I want you to just hear me out, because I'm coming out as someone who's just experienced that, and I just want to talk about it because I think that, a lot of YouTubers do this, where they'll come and they'll talk about something that's important to them, to their viewers, just so people can relate to them in some sort of way, or people can feel better. Again, talking about things with other people is the best way of dealing with things, I think. And obviously, I have a very small sort of community, and I just want to be here to say, guys, look, it hurts when you lose a pet, and I'm here to talk about it. So, I lost a pet, as you can probably guess. I spoke about it on my streams before. I've had a crested gecko, and I've had him for 10 years. His name is Bobo, and he was like a member of the family. I think when we have a pet, we tend to sort of, our brain automatically sort of tells us they're going to be there forever. I think that's what we think. When we have a pet, a cat, a dog, anything, and we have them for a number of years, we like bond with them, and they're like part of the family. You don't really tell yourself that they're gonna go one day. You don't like to think about it, and that's natural because loss is something that isn't very nice, and we don't like to think about it as humans. But the unfortunate thing is, with animals, we all know they live a lot less than us, so they will go at some point, and it can hit you. Sometimes people deal with it worse than others. Now, I'm someone who doesn't like to talk about my personal life that much on my YouTube channel. I'm quite a private person when it comes to personal matters. But, as someone who does create content for a small fan base, I want to come out and say, I do like to touch on certain subjects that I've been hurt by before. Just so, I hope that I can make someone else feel a bit better about themselves, to let them know you're not alone, And I want to start by saying I have unfortunately experienced loss of a person very dear to me, and I lost them at a very young age. And I feel like that set me up in life for loss. When I lost this person, it destroyed me, it twisted me up inside. It was a really horrible experience. And that experience I had by losing that person, it sort of set me up for loss. It set me up for losing other people, losing other things in my life, because I realised that not everything is here to stay, and it taught me to live in the moment. And I just want to come out and say that. So when I lost my gecko, it was very painful. I've had him for 10 years, and he's been like a friend to me through everything. He's just a little reptile, and yet he doesn't know how many times that he has made me smile, made me feel better, and has just helped me through things. Animals just don't seem to realise that they can save lives. They really can. But yeah, obviously when I lost him, what I'm trying to say is I have experienced loss before, so I was sort of expecting, that this loss of my animal, my pet, would be, pretty easy to go through. I sort of suspected when he passes away, I've experienced loss before, so maybe this is going to be, I'll just get through this, it's the end of an era. But it did hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks when he went, because I realised how important he was. And I think that's the sad thing with most people when they have a pet. You kind of take for granted their company, and the life just goes on. And when we do lose them, we realise, wow, but we're not getting them back. And you realise how important those times you spent with them were. So yeah, I feel like when you lose a pet, it's a very different sort of loss to a human. Of course, I feel like if you lose a human in your life, it's going to hurt probably more in a different way, because they're a human. We connect with them on a different level as we connect to an animal. But again, it's still very painful when you lose an animal, because it's like a different connection. When humans and animals, I feel like there's different connections there. We connect with humans in a certain way, but we also connect with animals in a different way. Without animals, I feel like the world would probably go to shit. Because animals, honestly, are the best thing on Earth. One of the best things on Earth. So, of course, when you do lose your pet, it's going to hurt. Just as much as it's going to hurt on a new level, because you connect with them in a certain way. They've been with you through thick and thin, and you're going to miss them. And honestly, I just want to come out to say it has been hard. Once he passed away, it did hit me. Because I just didn't know he would die. It was like I never thought about it. I always thought he'd be here. And that may sound dumb, but that's just how I sort of processed life with him, because he's been around for so long. He had a disorder where he was highly anemic, which he developed towards the end of his life. And that meant that his blood cells were like way too many white blood cells or something. So his immune system basically attacked itself, and we did take him to the vets. And we did spend a lot of money, since we're in the UK, trying to save him. But unfortunately, it was his time, and he just passed. He passed away when he came back from the vets, and I'm glad I got to hold him one last time. I held him about 3 hours before he passed away. And one thing about my gecko, and with crested geckos, that anybody here watching, if you have a crested gecko, then you would know the fun thing about this lizard is that they always have a permanent smile on their face. With my gecko Bobo, he always had that smile on his face. He would always be smiling, no matter what. He would always be smiling. And that's what helped me in life. That's one thing Bobo taught me. Even though he would never know, he's just a crested gecko living in a tank. And, obviously he knows me as his owner, but that's all he knows. But he doesn't know how he impacted me. Because I'll be going through probably the most toughest times in my life, and I'll just look at my gecko and he's smiling, like, as if to say, look mate, smile it off. But yeah, and now he's gone, and it does hurt, and that's why I've also come to tell you guys. That's why I'm taking a small break from YouTube and stuff. I've got a few things going on as well that are unrelated to this situation, but I'm quite busy. So this little video, as I close off, is a reminder to everyone watching: if you have a cat, if you have a dog, if you have a reptile, if you have any pet that you love right now, I would recommend that you turn off YouTube, go up to it and give it a hug. Give it a hug. Give your pet a stroke. Spend some time with your pet, because you never know when your last moment will be with them. And that's what I'm saying. Just make sure that you cherish the times you have with them, because they're not going to be here for as long as humans. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say really on this video. I wanted to come and just talk about my experience, and sort of just unite with everyone else who may be going through that loss right now. But yeah, for those of you who do watch my YouTube channel, a little update on me right now is I'm going to be streaming again in February, and videos should also be coming out then as well. Because right now I am acting in my film, wrapping it up in January, so I'm going to be quite busy this month. So I'll be streaming for you guys towards the end of Jan, and then February again. I hope you all have a lovely evening or morning, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys soon.